Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, so this afternoon I'm going to make a card. I know I'm sort of doing different crafts potentially, but at the minute I'm sort of sticking to the cards for the time being. So I've got my sizzex Big Shot, which is hopefully in your view quite nicely. And I'm going to use this Campervan, which actually we're going away in our Campervan next week. I'm going to make a Campervan card. But you know, one of my things I love is to be able to use up some of your scrappy things that are around. So the cards, which I think will actually be in focus this time because my husband has already made me a lovely rack, so my camera is in the right place all the time. But anyway, these I really do like. They come from Hobbycraft, 6x6 cards, premium card envelopes, 50 in a pack. I think they're about £8. I love them. So 6x6 cards are pretty good. Anyway, so what I'm going to do first of all is show you this. You probably can't see it ever so well, so with no ado I'll just get on with it. These have got a blade in them, but you can cut leather, all sorts of things, materials, and I have got quite a few of these now. So what I'm doing on here, you possibly can't see ever so well, but there's the Campervan base, there's the windows, there's the bumper, there's a heart and things. So what I'm doing, that actually fits over there nicely. So I'm using up some of my scraps because you can do a few layers. I think I'll put that over there as well, and I'll try and with no ado just get on with it, and you can see exactly what I'm doing. So by doing that, 2 seconds, and I might, whoops, right, I hope it's in the right place. That'll be the windows there, I think. I'm going to use this up as a bit of one I was just doing some colouring on. I don't know how that will turn out, but we shall have a little go. I've got my pads beside me. So what you literally do with this is pop that. I tend to cut all mine upright. I do think some people cut up different angles, but anyway, so they're on there ready to go through. Literally I just wind it through. It goes a bit tight, whoops, as you can see by the pressure, and sometimes I wind it back through there again to make sure it's okay. All right, so move that out of the way because we don't need that. And now here we have, oh, it's a window, literally what we've cut out. Okay, this is going to end up looking a little, see, can you see how it's done a few layers? Oh, I quite like that with the different colours on there. That's only got a piece missing. Got loads of windows though. Got a few bumpers. So like I say, you can do a few layers at a time. So now I'm going to have a few bits and pieces. I always keep the extras because you can use them at other times, and so I keep them usually, hang on if I show you, like a little bag, which I then keep behind there, so the spares I've got, because sometimes, you know, you can quickly cut these out. So as you can see, it's got that design, so I've got a few choices to say the least, and all these scrappy bits I still keep, which we do other things at a later date. Anyway, right, so there we are so far. I thought these cards are thick. This is obviously one of the cards I'm going to be using. Right, so I've shown you which ones. So then what I'm doing, this Campervan, this is literally one of your old atlases. I mean, you know, some people with all the technology maybe not have a traditional old atlas, but if you've got one hanging around, that's what you need. What I've done, put that out of the way, cut this out earlier, some squares and some, these like A5 size cards, so I've sort of done a selection. But where I want to go with this is, hang on, just mislaid what I've done with my card. So this is the card size I'm going to do, which literally is the 6x6. Okay, right, let's put that out of the way because we don't need that anymore. So what I'm going to do, obviously I've cut a load out, choose them, and that's going to go on the card like that. So yeah, which I should be sticking down. But what I want to say, if you can personalise it. I mean, I live in Norwich. I mean, there's still some all in there. But, you know, if you knew someone was going on holiday to a certain sort of place in whatever country, area, you can literally, couldn't you, cut a piece out of your old map to match. I've done it in a square, but you can sort of tear it, anything like. So that's going on there, which with no ado, I'm just going to literally pop, whoops, excuse me, some, which side was I going to use? Some double-sided tape. You can use glue, you can use glue, you can use what I'm now using, like double-sided tape, which I just pick up anywhere because it's pretty cheap anyway. And a little bit in the middle. Like I say, if you were to glue this, I would just do it and they're always going to be awkward when you then take a piece back, take the middle bit out completely. Doesn't want to do it, isn't that typical? Oh, there you go, it's not wanting to. Right. Then line it up. Check you've got the right bit of the card, because there's nothing worse than putting it upside down. So I tend to do things by eye, more or less. So that's nicely where it needs to be, in the middle there. That's sticking there. That's sticking there. Oh, and that's actually, there's me saying I line up by eye, and it's actually, can you see, it's a little bit on the wonk. I don't know whether I can take that off. Oh, hang on. Yep, there you go. Oh, didn't realise that would let me do that. Okay, that's good. Let's hope it's not my piece of paper, it's not square instead, because that's potentially correct. I did cut a load with definitely better. Now what we're going to do is build up your little camper van, okay, which is very easy to do. So you can hardly see that there, can you? What have we got in designs? Maybe that. See how it's almost like paper piecing, so that's quite nice, not too in your face, is it? You see, I might put that to one side because we've got Lincoln there, you know, so it's got like an area, so I might put that there. So literally a bit of glue, these little, oh, it's nearly out, I need to fill that up. Right, bit of glue is going on here. I have this saying on my cards. I don't like to put loads and loads of things on them necessarily, but I do seem as if on my videos keep saying it wrong. But less is more, I often feel. Anyway, so I'm going to put that so it just to the side there, purely because it picks up on that Lincoln bit. Then this sort of blends with this quite nicely. Bit of glue on there. You get the gist anyway. I love it when you can use up things that are around. You know, I'm a great one for packaging. When things come in the post, I think, oh, I might be able to use that for something else. I'm sure I must have been a squirrel in a former life. Because anyway, so here we go. Then what have we got left? Just trying to think. A couple of windows. Might do white ones. Cut that way, that way. Oh yeah, there's one. Let's just hope I've got two. Oh, look like I've got one. Oh no, here's the other one. Ooh. Aha. Right, one there, one there. One. Two. Right, let's pop them in there again. You could obviously do this with the sticky back double-sided, but a little bit of glue works perfectly all right. But I think one of my tips really is once you've stuck them down, because can you sort of see there's just come up there a little bit more glue maybe. The right way round, yep. The glues. A little bit there, a little bit there. Okay. like I say, yes, you need enough, but you don't need too much, okay? Now a bumper, what colour? That's a white one. Green. Could do. Or should we change it? I suppose actually let's make it so there we go. We'll have a yellowy bumper. I'm just checking it's the right. Obviously I'm going to put some tell you in a minute, some wording on here, a sentiment, sorry, get it out, Sarah, a sentiment on there. But you could, if you've got some nice small little letters, you could put somebody's name on it, because if you were doing this, say, as a birthday card. Anyway, so this is the bumper. Again. Right, there we go. These sizzex bigz, I have got quite a few. Do you know what? I was trying to get hold of a campervan for absolutely ages. I do buy them sometimes, you know, where you can, that place you can bid for, because there's not really anything to go wrong with them. But, you know, obviously if I see them in the shop and I buy them, I buy them. But sometimes you can buy elsewhere too. There's a little heart can go, I'm going to try to think where it goes actually. Oh yeah, right in the middle there. So, and a couple of headlights. Now, there's two things you could do. You could, if you've got a button box, which I shall be doing lots of buttons sometime because I've got a huge button box. Let's move these all out of the way. Like I say, I shall keep all those purely because they can be reused. So there's that. And the only thing missing at the moment is, hang on, I did do some headlights. Where are they gone? Ah, you could do it just to make a little bit of bling. I'm not one for ever so much bling. Don't know if these would be too small on headlights, really. Let's have a little look. A little bit smaller. Which maybe they could have been done with being a bit bigger. Just trying to think what else I've got around here just to grab. Oh yeah, a little bit of bling. So there we go. One. There where they should be. Right, headlights there, sorted. Now, this is what I was saying about putting something potentially a bit heavy on it while it sort of then let the glue go off. So I shall leave that a couple of minutes while I go to the next bit I'm going to do. It's just tidy my site. So, right, pop them back where they go. I do like to be tidy in my craft room, because if not, you can end up spending a long time sorting it out and not knowing what you're up to. Okay, now just for a little bit of wording on there. Right, this is one that I've got, which I put it in here to just make sure that's going to fit. Oh, I wonder where I put them. So let's have a little look. So I'll just leave that a moment. This, I've got a couple. And do you know what, today? It's really funny when you sort of going to do these sort of things on a channel. I didn't realise, when I last used this, I thought, well, they don't meet very well. Not knowing, this is a Tim Holtz. My husband bought, I think it's a Christmas present. But it's actually got rubber one side and clear the other. So I didn't realise it changed. So obviously it allows it nearer to there or further away, depending on what your stamps are. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I tend to keep a lot of my stamps in little bags in a big box. I could just quickly show you. No, I don't have time. And so here, and this is, I like it quite, go to your happy place, but also I love this. The fact is a map, go where the roads take you. So that's what I'm planning to use. So if you haven't got one of these stamping blocks, don't worry, because I always think if you're new to this, don't rush out and buy everything. I might do a video, or you know, on my channel, of sort of the 10 top things to have, maybe to sort of kickstart you off if you're now new to this. Anyway, obviously you can use a little block like this. You would line it up, but if you don't get it, if it somehow missed a letter or something, it's very hard to line up. But one of these, like I said, I've got a couple. I've got that, and I've actually, might as well show you. I've actually got, I think it's a Hobbycraft, which I probably use this more. Which is another one. Okay, but they are very handy. To be fair, if you're getting into this crafty thing, there's a little bit of, sometimes people don't know what to buy you, so you know, you can always make up your list. Christmas is coming. Anyway, so basically what you do, you see, you pop that there so it's totally where it wants to be. Now, what I would do is literally, can you see, pop there where you want it to be. Okay, so it's in the right place. Then put that down like that. Ta-da! It's stuck. So this is where I was saying about, oops, where it wants to be. So just move those. Obviously there's lots of different pigment inks and things to stamp up with, but this one, the Versifine, which is pigment ink with fine details. So, you know, yes, if you're doing chunky, this is quite chunky wording, but if you're doing something much more fine, it gets it lovely. Okay, so hang on. Right. So pad on here. This is on one tip as well. Often, if I'm making a few cards, I'll do it all in stages. Not so it's a production line, but there's nothing worse than you get so far through a card, muck it up, and it's no good. So, you know, you have to be really careful you don't get any ink on your hands and things like that, because that could so easily move. Stamped beautifully, so I wouldn't have to do that again. Now, let's take that out of there, move that out of the way. So that's now I could literally leave that, you don't have to do anything with it, but I love the effect of how, let's just put this actually on here, so use as a bit of scrappy paper underneath. So in here I've got extra fine embossing powder, just it says clear. So with no, oops, literally pop that on there. Yep. Knock the rest of it off. Right, so I don't need it on there now. Move that out of the way. Heat gun. Literally, this is a Hobbycraft. Obviously you can buy them anywhere and everywhere. I did once make you laugh. One said about just using a hairdryer, but someone said no, because that could cause so many problems. Anyway, a little bit of noise. Heat it up just a little bit. Then I always say, I'm going to try and hold this up so you can see, this is the magic. Okay, sometimes do it a little bit underneath to start with, and then on top, you need it on an extension lead. Can you see now? Hold on, it should start to move and change. There we go. I'll hold it up as much as I can. I always laugh. This really always make you think, oh, it's like magic how it just suddenly. There we have. So I would now put something heavy on that, because, you know, because of the ink, I sort of just made that runkle just a little bit. So I'd put something heavy on that. Anyway, there we go. Done it in about 10 minutes, I think. Nice little card. You can change the wording on it. But remember, if you're going to use up some old maps, personalise it even more by potentially where they live, maybe, or if you know there's somewhere they go to particularly, and it will make it sort of really, they'll probably think, oh, look. Okay. Anyway, till the next time, if you've enjoyed watching me create, I would love you to push that button on the subscription, which, remember, it doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe. You will then get notified every time I pop one of these on here. So subscribe if you'd like to. So that's Rainy Day. Till the next time, Rainy Day Craftings over and out. Take care. So that's my card. All the best.